Hi, St. Albans. I'm here with our parish administrator, Pam, and she just went to this interesting workshop around targeted violence. And that's one of the things here at St. Albans we're really focusing on right now. We have an upcoming workshop with the Albany Police Department on the first Sunday in November, and want to encourage you to stay after church that Sunday. But we wanted to get some of this really good information out, and so I've asked Pam to do this video with us. And so Pam, tell us a little bit about what you learned in this workshop you went to.
So the community briefing was provided by Alameda County, and it was in cooperation with the Department of Homeland Security. And it was about the heightened threat to faith-based organizations around the United States. And the Department of Homeland Security expects the threat environment to be more dynamic as several high-profile events, these things keep happening. And the concern, of course, the phone rings. The concern is that these acts could be exploited to justify targeted violence. The targets could be public gatherings, they could be faith-based institutions, schools, religious minorities, government facilities, etc. And so their take on this is that prevention is better than reaction. And I have to say, I quite agree with that.
Yeah. Well, it's very fitting that we're doing this video today, because today is the anniversary of Marjory Stoneman Douglas and the Parkland shooting, which I was the YMCA director in Parkland, the Youth and Family Services director, and so this conversation really is near and dear to my heart, because it's something, there are things we can do. So what are some of those things, some of those facts and statistics that or anything that you found that was just fascinating, those golden nuggets that you got out of this workshop?
The term targeted violence was new to me, and that's in reference to any incident of violence where an individual or a group selects a specific target prior to an attack, regardless of their motive. Violence is preventable. That gave me a lot of hope, and that prevention is better than reaction, as I said. Prevention is less expensive, it's less stressful, and it's more compassionate, and it's more effective. My point being that there's a balance between security and people's civil liberties and people's rights. And so there are ways that we can address something as we see it beginning to occur in a compassionate manner that respects the person and yourself.
That's awesome. Well, just, one final question I kind of had for you as we think about the future here at St. Albans. What were some of the takeaways that you think could be things that we can improve here at St. Albans specifically?
Just like the whole and healthy church training that it seems like everybody's being asked to take. And I think that's really valuable, because the more people who are trained to recognize, in that example, to recognize, sexual predation before it becomes a problem, we can also be trained to recognize targeted violence before it happens. And that the more people we train and the more people who are aware of this, the safer we will all be. That gives me a lot of hope. And I think it's really important to consider this moment a time where we can empower our parish and our community to help those in need before a problem occurs, while still supporting privacy, civil liberties, our civil rights. And I see it as a great way to engage with the communities we serve. And I see it as a great way to engage with our local police departments. I think that's critical that we know who our first responders are, and we know who those people are, and they know what our plans are.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, one of the things that makes me really excited, and the great part about being the Episcopal Church in Albany. Albany is a very small community, and I'm really thrilled that the police department is coming to our church. To show you how friendly these people are, I literally was out during the Solano stroll in front of our church, you know, passing out water and dog treats, and the police chief made it a point to stop by and come and say hi to me. I mean, and introduce him and says, we've talked through email and I just wanted to introduce myself. I mean, the fact he went out of his way and saw me and got out of his car and just wanted to come and say hi, that to me was profound, to show that this is a community. It's not, and our first responders here in Albany really do care and want to have that relationship with us, and so it like I said, it does thrill me that we're going to be able to make these steps.
Yeah, me too. So I'm going to share my screen really quick because I want to show what is on the diocesan website in respect to security threat resources, so people can find those things and just see what's available. So these are the resources that are available through the diocese right now, and this Power of Hello guide for houses of worship is a really good resource, and it's talking about exactly what I was saying about the power of walking right up to someone and saying hello to them and introducing yourself to them, and asking with compassion what their issue is. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff here, so I wanted to make sure people knew about that. And then there is another training coming up that is through Eden I&R. And if anybody is interested in that, it's also being sponsored by Alameda County. And you can reach out to me at info@st-albans-albany.org, and I can send that link to you.
That's great. Any final thoughts you might have, Pam?
Final thoughts. I love that we're having this conversation, and I love that our parishioner, our beloved Don Gerlitz, kind of got this ball rolling, and that when Don expressed concern and we talked about it in our St. Albans staff meeting, out of that was born the resolution that we put forth that didn't go to convention, but bore all this good fruit, including this conversation we're having now. So I want to thank you, John, for helping me get that ball rolling, and to Don Gerlitz too, who kind of was the impetus.
Yeah. And I just want to remind people that, if you see something, say something, as Don liked to say, and we want to always remember, again, as you said in the beginning, this is preventable, and so we want to do more than just give thoughts and prayers. We want to rise to action. We want to continually grow and develop and learn from these experiences, so we can again make our church, our homes, our community a safer place. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.